Okay, we're live and direct. We had to upload that last segment, and that was, I like to do things broad, and then I like to go straight to the source and identify the points. What do we like to do? We like to go beyond the people who like to act like they're missing or MIA. Okay, then what? What's the next chain of command? Not hearing the louder voices. So then if it's a guy with a deep voice or a girl then acting like they're interrogating a guy to have a deeper voice, then let's ask why. Okay, then what? If we're starting from zero, what's happening? At night, the city's popping. Okay, so what does that mean? Pay the person more than minimum wage, especially then if they're already retired. Easy, right? Because then more than minimum wage can then have the club popping at night. The club popping at night means what? There's more foot traffic in the city. That means there's more peace, love, and happiness. That means there's more malls, more spending, more opportunities. Because at night, what do we like to do? We like to party. Josh for music, Apple, Spotify, make sure to go download it. That's why we like the club. So if we're starting the city back at zero, just for Winners Club inspiration and energy, we get the clubs back popping. Then what do? Full circuit. We start running through the clubs. Here's the thing, I don't have to speak on it because there's key players that already know they have more resources. So then if the bank closes my bank accounts for no reason, then we gotta start again, right? That means there's group economics. It means there's not laughing in the background because then these are the individuals probably behind my apartment again who are trying to interfere. So then that means if people are acting like they don't like the club or one individual, that's the interference, right? So then interference means there's somebody trying to stop money in the city. Then we want to address that because having miracles and happiness and peace and love is better than not. Even if there's one, two, three people in power who want to go against what ideal mindset, even if it's coming from an individual. But the numbers and the stats have already shown this because what my content and my previous record already shows true. We've been in the club, we've been city popping, we've been doing it big time. Duffel Bag, Pay Me, Spotify, Apple Music, WMI Records, The Winners Club. Every time we've been outside, it's been a movie. Only thing is, if we cannot do it far out, maybe some people are doing it far out, right? But then why aren't we able to see it happen again? Then that means there's individuals making it happen, but then there's not the ones that actually, had it popping. That's not an ego when then it shows you did the work to show number one. That means if I'm not able to go out right now and city pop in a club, for the club to make more money than me. So this is the Winners Club, right? That's a mindset, that's a song, that's a brand. But the real club is where foot traffic, where people like to lounge, they like to do business meetings and deals. We like to communicate across the globe, especially with new people. So that's the club. That's till 8 in the morning. That's Magic City. That's every place that is popping. That's Miami. That's Oahu. That's Waikiki. That's Maui. But here's the thing, when the police or the state or the bank try to slow it down, that's a problem. That doesn't then have a function, right? Because then, well, you can have cash, but then you cannot deposit to keep the club up. And then say that that's not me. Then say that that's happening in business, and it's not the person who's on video, and that happens in in the club and business. So there's liabilities, right? But then say that just even if they have a profit, then the bank says nope, we're gonna close it. Then you gotta pay rent and close down, even if the club was booming. But if you gotta start at zero again, then we gotta bridge the gap so wherever it's popping and whoever got the connects. That means the person who has the most resources and what location is the most foot traffic. That means I could show my analytics, I could show all of my content, I could show past history, and it's all true. I don't then have to speak one way or another, lower tone, higher tone, and it all makes sense, even to the people in the back. So then, if people have resources to use audio and video to record you in your apartment or even the police, that means they should use these resources to do something more positive, because then they're acting as if what they're doing is going to generate more, but that's false with the proof of evidence in the content that I already showed. Even the foot traffic from zero to even like bigger than that when I'm in an arena, when it's white and green and the city is popping. That's whether I go to the state or not, because then it's a mindset that's global, right? In person and online. So then we like to then identify what are the key points I spoke on. Boom, I spoke on those key points. And that's what having a club generate traffic, even if you started from zero, right? Out of dirt, then the person with the most resources, there's millionaires already, there's people already in the club, and there's people with cell phones that can generate the play. Then they know there's a key person that's number one on Spotify, that's also connected to one of the biggest social media. Every place already is independent, getting paid, right? Even connected to the government. There's a lot of things are already operating. Then when they specifically miss out on certain key players, that's like saying Michael Jordan and Allen Iverson weren't in the NBA. That's like saying Josh Ford or somebody else. I don't like to say names, but then it's easy to see the analogy, right? If all of a sudden now all of the parties, nobody's seeing the key players, then it's kind of starting to be spooky outside, right? That's even when we're starting from zero. If the club has zero people, if it has more than zero people, that's even then communicating at the simplest way in the right direction, whether the person makes it there or not. Because then they can make their calendar, what? And then at one night, I can run through 5 different clubs one night. Boom, 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 boom. But here's the thing, when certain people go missing, that means they went to certain other people. And that's okay as well, too. But then it's not moving in the chain of command that then actually has things function. So then it still functions, but differently. So then the longer we wait, right, we could then end everything today, but then the function that was supposed to happen just took longer and didn't. We like in the Winners Club, we like to do it big time. That's why we even communicate online. We say the specific points. We say, okay, it could be the club, it could be the store, it could be the bank actually then not blocking transactions to the store. So the store works, the bank has different ways of processing, but then what? Accountants and the bank like to speak louder with resources behind your house. Then we could say key individuals, right? We could say Jordan Labuguin, Rico Salvador, Dominic Pasquale, and their accounting team. We could say the people that live beside me that then are Samoans that speak louder. Then we could say certain people at Google that already dated certain individuals that say that they're a soldier, like a soldier girl or a Sharia Lama. So then all of these certain people, right, or then their aunties or their moms or their brothers that then try to talk louder, and then this and that, like they're gonna start physically fighting. That's all stopping the chain of command to actually make money and function, even if what? One person goes first on stage, or even if one person goes last. This is even around a campfire. But if you're missing Michael Jordan and Allen Iverson in the NBA, that's a big problem at every single party, because they could run through every party at one time. That doesn't mean Paris Hilton cannot be there still. That doesn't mean the rest of hip hop cannot be there still. But then when we're in certain locations, right, we know what Maui, Hawaii, 808 all day. We don't have arenas hardly. We do. Don't get me wrong, we do. The whole Oahu has arenas. The schools have arenas. But then it's different when you're generating traffic online, and then you have the music to prove that, and you also have the club record, right? You go in the club, zero, boom, okay. You go in the club, 1,000 people, boom, it's packed. The whole thing is jumping, boom. But here's the thing, when you run through that faster than most people, even through the streets, like boom, 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 I did that 10 times. Already there's some people, okay, you might have a show, 20,000 people, but you didn't just run through the street 100 times. You didn't just, hit 20,000 Facebook posts. 20,000 Facebook posts, this much million views every single year. That's organic in real life. That then have everybody else wondering, like, okay, so is it the radio directors? Is it then Jason Arcillo? Is it the news that doesn't mention my name? Which party? Which is it a different state? Is it? We don't want to say things because we already know liabilities in real life, and we don't like to blame parties, but we like to keep things functioning, moving smooth, energy, emotion, getting the city popping. That means even if I wasn't there, somebody else could be, and it would be moving. But here's the thing, some people, they linked it in a whole different way, where then I would see certain songs already in the club going crazy. I would see it popping up. So not only do I already see that in different countries, but I would see it in select hometowns off the bat. Then when I gotta say, okay, I was already there. I know that whole block over there. How come they're not doing it? Then I just gotta wonder, like, so is the money slow? Is somebody's morals and egos doing something different? Is the girl just not wanting to text? Is so this is not the this is besides the 9 to 5. This means we still go to work, we hustle bright and early, 9 to 5. Then this is after that. I just got a text. I just got a email. You gotta hit my line, 808-281-6614. You gotta email me. You gotta let me know, is it what city, what state, and then you gotta send me the bag, cause then I just run through, boom, boom, boom. Or you let me know the plan and the vehicle, cause then it's like old days. We knew, like, okay, you slide through there, boom, 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 boom. Okay, maybe it's all new people, but in the movie Entourage, when they do Aquaman and all like that, it's still the same people. When they do Sopranos, when they do The Godfather, everybody's already cheating and stuff like that. But it's like, then who has the ego to slow it down? No, but we're just talking about manufacturing. So 100,000 cars. We already know we need 200,000 cars. We already know there's 1 million cars we gotta do. Then let's just do it then. Then what? There's more cars that's able to be sold. But we're starting slowly though. We're starting slow at the basis with managing a calendar. So then if there's a lot of artists that then have egos that want to do this or that, it's okay, we get that you want to already have more resources. Then you pay a certain artist, because then you know that every time you go to this or that club, it's connected to that song, and you guys can all run it up already. Then you guys can run it up, but then sometimes then certain individuals say like, oh, how come I don't see this person around too? And then I gotta be like, you gotta send me your phone number, name, email, and you gotta let me know. Then I'll slide through the club and do it big time.